Alright, hey everyone. First thing I want to do is apologize to not getting this out sooner. The job that I have does not allow me to have much time at all, and I'm not going to be able to keep doing videos, and probably won't get to Luge for a long time. So I'm doing this before I leave again. But anyway, the last thing we talked about, or that I told you guys to do, was how to make the rail that goes through the center. Okay. Alright. Now all you have to do is make a seat pan. Alright. The length is in relation to that torso measurement. Down here is about 2 inches that I cut out. Make sure you measure the center to get it, make sure it's centered good. Here is about 4 inches or so. And it needs to be as wide as your shoulders, going this direction. Alright, this is a spare board that I made for somebody, just friends and stuff, and I was making a handle out of wood. I obviously haven't had a chance to finish it, but this is the board that I made for myself. There's not really any specific shape that you have to do the seat pan for. As you see here, it's basically a rectangle with the corners rounded off, and I did little what are those things called? Handles, so you can carry it like this if you want to. For that, you can obviously see the shape. It's a little different, but I like that a lot. Works good. And as far as the handle on this board, what I did was I took a couple of 2x4s and I cut them as long as this is, okay, as this section of the seat pan. And before I shaped them like this, I put them on a drill press with a paddle bit, and I drilled a hole here and the same thing on that side, and I made a handle out of a piece of electrical conduit. It's just a metal piece of pipe basically, and you can use a pipe bender to bend it. Find an electrician. I'm sure somebody that knows an electrician, and they can help you do it if you can't get a pipe bender or some conduit yourself. It's real simple to do. And I went to, well, actually didn't have to go anywhere because I cycle. I ride road bikes, the kind of Lance Armstrong bicycle. And anyway, you can go to a bicycle shop and you buy wrap that's made to wrap the handlebars. That's what this stuff is. It's foam, and it's got a type of adhesive on the back side of it, so it works really well. What I did was I wrapped it, secured it pretty well with some electrical tape there and here, and I screwed through the pipe here to fasten it to the rail. And then it's also the pipe actually goes back this far into the pieces of 2x4, and then I screwed through both of those. Be careful when you do this. I actually over tightened that and split the wood a little bit. But anyway, that's how I made my handle. It works really good. Remember, when you ride the luge, your butt goes here as far forward as possible and your legs hang off. If you want to make a luge where this forward section, this rail, this piece is longer, you can do so, okay? And then you can do pegs. You can take a dowel rod or something and fasten it across. That way you can have pegs. That's, you'll look up luges and you'll see the pegs on the end. I don't like it that way. I just like hanging my legs over. And that's pretty much it. The gusset is basically lay your rail on the side before you make a seat pan, and take some 1/4 inch plywood, alright, and trace a few 1/4 inch pieces of plywood, and you're going to screw those to the side where you have your bottom and your top pieces joining, okay? And what that'll do is it just helps strengthen it. Do that on all sides, here, and same thing in the back. And make sure you take into account cutting your seat pan out, that it's wide enough for those gussets that you add on there. This padding stuff, all it is that interlocking, those interlocking foam floor tiles. You can get them to put in a kid's playroom, or like a gym, a home gym or something, but it's just kind of high density foam. I bought a pack of these at Home Depot, and I cut them the way I wanted to, and I glued them with a 3M spray adhesive onto the seat pan and my headrest. As you can see, all it is 3 pieces of 2x4 cut at an angle and stacked, and that's my headrest. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. The headrest isn't anything fancy. Just figure out where you need to have your head sitting up, and come up with something on your own. But that's it. Do the seat pan, make some type of a handle, and the next thing you do is you mount your trucks. Now when you mount your trucks, the closer they are together, the tighter it will turn, but the less stable it'll be. So when you're starting out, keep them as far away or as far apart as possible. That way, you know, it's more stable. When you get better, you can move them closer. But go online and do research about truck placement. There's tons of pros out there. I'm not a pro, but there's tons of people out there that you can ask that will tell you more theory and all kinds of crazy stuff about truck placement. But what I did on mine, because I mounted them straight up against where this bottom piece meets the top. I like how it rides that way. It turns pretty well, and it also leaves room for you to put another set of trucks, okay, if you want. But there's more room, there's more play room in there for you to put. Even if you did another set of trucks, you can still move these around where they need to be, or where you think they need to be, where you want them to be, as you know, for rider preference. Also, when you get trucks, get good wide trucks, and the wheels need to be as big as they can and as soft as they can be, and do not compromise on bearings. Spend as much money as you possibly can on bearings, because these things go really fast and bearings heat up, and if a bearing burns out, it stops and you end up wrecking. So, like I said, search online, figure out truck placement, make sure you're buying the right stuff, and you should be good. Seat pan is pretty much a no-brainer. The shape you want, shoulder width, screw it down, and you're good to go. Also, I do not guarantee these things whatsoever. If anybody wrecks, they are liable for themselves. I had nothing to do with it. I've gone over 70 miles an hour on that board, but I don't guarantee it to any speed, so ride at your own risk. You guys have fun.